Okay, welcome to the video. This is everything you will need to know about the Ryder Cup 2025. My thoughts looking at the teams, looking at the course, and just giving you some general information about the Ryder Cup PGA Tour event 2025. Just going to go over everything. Give my opinions, kind of like a podcast style. Will be a longer video. But let's get right into it. So this is the team, the U.S. team for 2025. It will be hosted at Bethpage State Park Golf Course, Bethpage Black course. It'll take place from September 23rd to the 28th. The event will be the 26th, 27th, and 28th. So, looking at the U.S. team, the captain is Keegan Bradley. Great golfer, had a great year, and there was a lot of talk about him possibly joining the team as a player, but I believe in the past 63 years, a captain has never played. They elect their team. Just kind of the thing to do, and there was just some talk around that happening. Maybe just get the hype up, or just kind of a rumor, but never actually happened here. So Captain Keegan Bradley and the vice captains Jim Furyk, Kevin Kinsler, Webb Simpson, Brandt Snedeker, and Gary Woodland. Great golfers themselves. Just a very traditional U.S. team here with some legends. And it's going to be a good year. So just to mention, the Ryder Cup happens every 2 years, offset by the President's Cup. So the Ryder Cup is the U.S. team versus the Europe team, and we'll be getting into that as well. The European team actually hasn't picked their 6 other players at this time. Luke Donald, so that announcement will be coming up. The U.S. team. So I'm going to also make my predictions here on who I think that other 6 will be. That's coming out soon, but the U.S. team here. So I'm going to kind of go over the 6 that actually qualified. So how this works is 6 players automatically qualify from the PGA Tour standings and how their season went overall. I'll get into the format of this tournament as well. But we had Scottie Scheffler, of course, number 1 golfer in the world, qualify through automatic standings. And I'm just going to pull up my notes here. So automatic qualifiers: Scottie Scheffler, followed by JJ Spaun, the U.S. Open winner of 2025, had a great season. And then we had Xander Schauffele, of course, another great season, and just a staple golfer. And then we had Russell Henley, great season he had. Harris English, kind of a veteran here. And Bryson DeChambeau getting that 6th spot. He's a live golfer, so it was interesting to see how this one worked out this year. He did automatically qualify. He had a great season. Not many events, but I think it's kind of weighted into the season here. So, those were the automatic qualifiers. And then the captain's picks by Keegan Bradley were Justin Thomas. Great season. Fell a little short on the automatic qualifiers, but just a great golfer nonetheless. And then Colin Morikawa, great golfer as well. Very consistent. Ben Griffin had a great season. I think he picked up a win or two. And then Cameron Young, another guy, Patrick Cantlay, right here, known for his slow play, and Sam Burns. So what a solid team we got here for the U.S. It's going to be hard to beat. Just to mention, in years past, it's kind of been split down the middle. So in the past 10 years, European team has won 3 times and the U.S. team has won 2. But the U.S. team looking very strong. And yeah, we're going to go through the golfers. But just to mention the format of... actually, I'm just going to go over the prior winners. So it alternates from U.S. to Europe, the hosting city each time. So you have that home field advantage. U.S. golf style courses, perhaps, versus some link style golf courses in Europe. So back in 2014, it was hosted in Scotland, European. And the winner was the Europe team. And then back in 2016, the U.S. won it in Palestine, and then back in France, the Europe team won it. Whistling Straits so that was 2018. 2021, Whistling Straits, the U.S. team won it, and then in Rome, Europe, the Europe team won it as well. So it's always been kind of close overall, but that home field advantage is huge, which is why I would say U.S. has a solid chance at winning this again here. So yeah, I'm going to go over kind of just some other stats here. So the actually, I'm going to go over the format here. So we have 3 days. 3 days of competition. Okay, so the format here. Let me just go back into my notes here. Okay. So the structure stays the same. 3 days of competition. So that'll be the 26th, 27th, and 28th. Great event. People look forward to it every year. So 3 days. That'll be the Friday, the Saturday, and the Sunday from the 26th to the 28th of September 2025. Okay, so there are 28 total matches. A lot of matches to be played through those 3 days. Each, to win the cup, you need 14.5 points. If the match ends 14-14, the defending champions retain the trophy. So whoever won 2 years ago will win it if it's a tie, 14-14. Again, but you only need 14.5 points to win. Okay. So let's break it down day by day. Friday. We will got each Friday and Saturday are the same actually, so we'll go over that. Each day will feature 4 foursomes. So this will be alternate shot, and it will also be best ball. So essentially you have 2 US players and 2 European. I misspelled that. Players going at it. So, yeah. So think of the 12 people on each team, 24 total players, and you divide that. So you have 4 foursomes going, 8 and 16. Yeah. So, and then, so the host U.S. teams will have to choose the foursomes in the morning and 4-ball in the afternoon, which is best ball. So we got 8 players and then another 8 players. And this is all picked by the U.S. So the way alternate shot works is 2 U.S. players, one guy will drive the ball, and then the next shot will be hit by the other player on the U.S. team, and you just alternate to try and get the best scores. It's a match style play. It's stroke play. So whoever's kind of winning that, I believe, actually not too sure on that, but yeah. So, and the thing here with alternate shot is each player tees off on alternating holes. So it's not a true alt shot. So if one guy is hitting up, that tap in putt, he could be driving the next hole. So each player is driving 9 holes, and then playing their alternate shot on the way in. So every match is 1 point there. And then, little confusing, but and then the other best ball is each player is playing their own ball, and whoever has the best score on the U.S. team or on the European team compared to their competition will win that hole. So, yeah. So each day features 4 foursomes, alternate shot, and matches, and 4 foursomes for better ball. And that happens on Friday and Saturday, so those points are accumulated with those points there. So that is 16 points total to be had on Saturday and Sunday. And then I'm just going to make this a little clearer here. And then Sunday is 12 single matches. And that is, single play. So essentially 12 head-to-head points there. And that all equals 28 points to be had. So it's unlikely usually that they would just tie. I'm not sure how half points are awarded. Perhaps that's for a tie. Oops. Yeah, so I believe if you have a tie, that's where the half points go. But if you just win upright, that is a point for the team here. So 12 matches head to head. And it usually comes down to that Sunday match there. So in my opinion, it is very entertaining no matter what. It's a different style of play. It kind of brings into play how you would play with your buddies. So there's no like scramble format, but it is alternate shots. So you're going, 2 players are definitely on a team there on the U.S. side, playing the same ball, going head to head, and then the other, I should say like 8 matches here instead. 8 matches. 8 matches. So 4 a day there. So 2 players on each team for that alt shot, 2 players on each team for the best best ball kind of format there. And I don't know, let me know in the comments or what do you guys think about what your preferred match is. I think they're all cool. Alternate shot is, I'd say the most entertaining is the 12 head-to-head matches on Sunday, of course. And then alternate shot is fun to watch. That's really where the teamwork comes in there. And then, because these kind of are individual scores, even though you're still on a team with that guy for that day, going head to head there. So yeah, that is the format there, and whoever has the most points wins that. So again, it's foursomes, alternate shot, and then we got 4-ball or best ball, 8 matches there, and then we got 12 head to head for those 28 points. Whoever wins takes it all. Yeah, so this is like the morning of Friday and Saturday, and this is the afternoon of Friday and Saturday, and then all day is those 12 matches. So yeah, that is the format. I've told you the winners. So looking like another U.S. win, I would imagine, but who knows? European players are here to upset and go up 4-2 in the series in the past 10 years, and getting that win on the road in the U.S. would be huge. Just to mention, this is offset by the President's Cup every other year. So again, it's similar. There's a United States team, and then there's an international team from players outside of Europe. So Canada, Australia, South Korea, South Africa, etc. European isn't included in the President's Cup. So yeah, it's obviously fun to watch the European players. Some great talent there. Yeah, kind of going over the teams again. We'll go back to that. So Team Europe, these 6 automatic qualifiers were Rory McIlroy, number 2 in the world, won the Masters this year, had a great season. We had Robert McIntyre with a great season as well. If you looked back at my prior videos, he was kind of ranked in that 9th position, but got really on a roll here at the later half of the season, almost won the BMW. Hits the ball great. His approach shots are great. And then we had Tommy Fleetwood, of course, with a legendary season, getting his first PGA Tour win at the Tour Championship. Great storyline here for Rory and for Tommy Fleetwood. Yeah, obviously a fan favorite right now. One of my favorite golfers to watch, and just a great story how he finally got it done. Stuck with it, had a great attitude no matter what. And then we had Justin Rose. He is an experienced guy, a veteran, just like Tommy Fleetwood and Rory McIlroy. Yeah, just a legend. Has always stuck there, played consistent golf. And then we have Rasmus Ågaard. I think he was replacing his twin, Nikolai, but a great golfer. I believe he plays some international events as well. And then Tyler Hatton qualified with a good season here, and he's always kind of been in the mix for the European team. My predictions for the captain's pick by Luke Donald, some candidates that I kind of made up here, and just maybe some obvious ones. John Rahm from the Live Golf he won the Live Golf season. He's a great golfer. Spain, I believe. But yeah, I would say he's in there no matter what. And then we got Shane Lowry, kind of another guy similar to Justin Rose, Tyler Hatton, McIntyre, Fleetwood, Rory McIlroy. Didn't qualify based on points, but I could see him being there. Another pick would be Victor Hovland. I could see getting in there. Had a great season a couple seasons ago and has always just kind of stayed consistent and a fun guy to watch as well. Matt Fitzpatrick, another pick there. Ludwig Aberg, I could see him being in there. He's a consistent golfer, great player from Sweden there. And then we got Sepp Straka. He's a top 8 player. I could see him in there as well. So those are my 6 kind of picks. And then it's like Nikolai Hogard. I think so this guy qualified, but could still have his brother could still have potential to make it in there as well. That's kind of my 7th pick on how things are shaping up. So a great European team no matter what here. And yeah. The course we are playing at is Bethpage Black, and we're going to go over that here as well. So yeah, this is the scorecard for Bethpage Black. Of course, they're playing the back tees or the tour tees, whatever. Par 71 course. I believe so here. 36. Yeah, par 71 course here, 36 on the front 9, 35 on the back. We got 4 par 3s and some great holes. We got a 600-yard par 5 there on the 13th. Going over the first hole, par 4, 430 off the bat. A 390 par 4 next, a 230 par 3 hole 3, a 517 par 5, a longer par 4 here, 478, then a slightly short one, 408, a pretty long par 5 here, 553, a 210 par 3, a 460 par 4, and then going into hole 10, a 502 par 4 here, longer one, 435 par 4, a 516 par 4. I think that is the longest one there. And then a 608-yard par 5 here. That'll be interesting to watch. And then the shortest par 3 here, 158. Another par 4, 484. 490 par 4, 207 par 3, 411 the 18th hole. So over around 7,500 yards. Definitely a hard course. But yeah, we're going to go through all the holes here. Just going to take a slight water break here. Okay, so looking at hole 1 here, we're going to kind of break this down a little slower here. We can expand these if needed and kind of zoom in, play around with this. So hole 1, par 4. So off the tee here, again, this is Golf Maps, my channel here. We primarily focus on golf course layouts, ranking golf courses, giving my opinions on how I would play, or just a kind of general overview, so you can prepare for a round or look at the holes before an event happens on the tour. And kind of like visualize each hole, get a better understanding of the course. So yeah, par 4. Long one here. So a 218-yard drive here, or 270-yard drive, kind of brings you to this fairway area. Nice and straight. what you can do here is kind of open it up on this first hole. So you'll have some trouble right. So these players will be attacking all the way down here into this 300-yard area. Yeah, these kind of markers just give you like a 270-yard drive, but PGA Tour players can go for that 300, so they may be taking a line more into this area, leaving a slighter shot in here. And then we got the green here. Longer green, probably some back pin placements, and two big bunkers left and right. So you want to keep this, you want to attack this fairway and then get a straight shot into here. Big green. And yeah, that is the look on the first hole there. Here's kind of the clubhouse and whatnot, but yeah, attack this hole 300 plus, leave you a good shot in. You got to keep it straight here. Get out of these bunkers. Smaller green there for the first hole. Hole 2, another par 4, and this is where some more tree trouble comes into play here. So this one, a tighter fairway for sure. Look at this one. Bethpage Black has these very smooth and small fairways, so hitting the fairway the entire time is going to be huge, in my opinion, on keeping these, getting a good score out here. So yeah, left is tree trouble, right will be tree trouble as well, so you might see players be a little more conservative here. A 260-yard drive kind of puts you right in the middle there. Some players might attack into here, but you could see maybe some hybrids back in this area to leave you with a fairway shot out of tree trouble going into the second green here. Yeah, we got a big bunker on the short right side of the green and then a smaller one on the left. So carrying this green might not be the worst option here, but a good landing area, good green here to work with. So yeah, that is hole 2. I'll let you take a little look at that and think about how you'd play this. Okay, hole 3, right next to it, the first par 3. We got a 230-yard shot here. Yeah, tougher green here, so you get a skinny one. Skinnier green, short. This bunker comes into play for sure. Yeah, some players might even choose to kind of play it safe around here. In terms of course management, a good line might be kind of in this front side green area and then go for a putt depending on the pin location here. So yeah, that is hole 3. Going into hole 4, our first par 5. Also, just to mention, a beautiful course here. I believe it's just this course here we're looking at. So yeah, off this tee box, long 270-yard drive. And this one's interesting because a lot of tree trouble right. That might force a couple punch outs or perhaps punching out to here. But yeah, that 270-yard, that 300 area, the fairway becomes pretty tight here, and this massive bunker on the left. So you got to keep these drives straight. It'll be a fun one to watch nonetheless. Yeah, it kind of gives you like that 300-yard area. Of course, you can go for it. But if you have any trouble here, you also have a massive bunker in play here where punch outs might be kind of tough. So a very conservative hole, I would imagine here. And then, yeah, looking at the shot in here, we would have a 250-yard shot with more bunkers in play. Short left and right, just short in general. You're going to have that bunker trouble. So you might see some players kind of, trying to go out here more, or just really going long here in this kind of landing area. So yeah, that is that hole there. Hole 4. And let's look at hole 5, a par 4. And yeah, look at this one here. So tough course nonetheless. I could not be playing this from the tips. A 270-yard drive would put you right around here. So yeah, you kind of have to go for it here. But yeah, a 300-yard drive could get you right in this area. You just got to watch out for the trees, keep her straight, and then you have a 200, 180, 170 shot into this green here with bunkers long, short left, short right. So yeah, that'll be a fun one to watch as well. Hole 6, par 4, a kind of shorter one overall. We got the drive, 270. So I would imagine players would try to take these bunkers out of play with a long 300-yard drive, or even kind of just nestling it up right here. Bunkers in the driving zone, and then look at this green. So you can just see how tight the fairways are regardless. I don't know about the rough conditions this year, but yeah, we'll see how that works. But look at these massive bunkers we got right here. Just a little gap if you're going to come up short. Other than that, you're going to be in the bunkers no matter what here. But these professional players can hit the green here. So yeah, that'll be a fun one to watch. Hole 7, par 5 here. We got a long one here. So a 270-yard drive kind of leaves you in this area. And it's interesting because this tree's kind of peeking into the fairway here along this line. So you don't want to be right here. You might have a tough time getting it over these trees. So definitely some trouble there. Could see players kind of putting it up into here more. But also another 250, 280 into this green here. Bunkers around the green as well. Not as bad as the last hole, but there's your kind of landing area right there. Hole 8, par 3, 210. Got some water trouble short. I don't think that'll be too much of a problem. These players are going to look to clear that and attack the pin on this hole. Good par 3, hole 8 there. Yeah, that'll be a fun one to watch. Hole 9, par 4, kind of a dog leg left here. So back from these tee boxes, nice, more open fairway here. This bunker's in play going left as players try to cut the corner. Good landing area right around here. And then you still have a 200-yard shot in. But I could see a lot of players kind of going for this range here. Leaving you a more manageable shot in. But yeah, those bunkers still nice and tight. That's going to be a big one to keep in mind. Just giving my opinion, my thoughts. A tight course, tight fairways, tree trouble, and bunkers in play. Not that bunkers are necessarily a problem for these pro players, but yeah, something to keep in mind for this green here. You can take a look at that. And that was hole 9. So that's the front 9. Going into the back 9, hole 10, par 4, 270, and a lot of bunkers in play. A little bigger of a fairway. You might see some players. Is this a par 4? Yeah, keep in mind hole 10 is a tough par 4 here from these tee boxes. Lots of bunkers in play. Left here and right, so hitting a fairway here would be huge. And then going up to the green, you have a long 200-yard shot into this green here you definitely want to get it there. So that's why that drive off the tee is important. Lots of bunkers in play, hard to hit a good drive, nice and straight there. And then you want to minimize your shot in, and you don't want to come up short here. You could see a lot of players hitting these bunkers here, but carrying it as far as you can might not be the worst option, even if it's the backside of the green there. Hole 11, a shorter par 3. But again, these bunkers come into play here. I like holes that kind of share the bunkers on each side. It's just good golf course design, in my opinion. It's fun. You saw that at like Oakmont, the U.S. Open, bunkers coming into play on both holes here. But yeah, 270-yard drive kind of brings you to this funnel here. So you might see some players just going for this kind of shot, having that, or just kind of past his bottleneck going for that. So yeah, these two holes, keep in mind here, these bunkers, it gets kind of tight in there for that 300-yard drive. We'll see what players do, more conservative up here, or they just go for it. And then bunkers around the green, it's always these tight little run-ups. Players that can keep it straight here, coming down here, even if you come up a little short, there's not much room to play with. Bunkers surrounding the green on each side. We kind of have these like teardrops where you kind of think you're safe, but then they fall into these little greenside bunker shots into the green. So we got 4 little teardrops there into play. So I would imagine you see a lot of bunker shots. Hole 12 is a par 4, dog leg left here. And again, just every fairway shot, these bunkers are in play. Look at this one, just taking up the fairway, right taking up the fairway as well. But you could see players probably going for more of a cut here into this landing area. That's the risk you take, getting it up into here. I could imagine just trying to get that bunker out of play with a 300-yard drive. So carrying around 270 here, very doable. And then we got a long shot in no matter what with those bunkers again. And you see like a greenside bunker shot here and here. Back in here is where some trouble gets created with those 50 to 60-yard bunker shots. Probably the hardest shot in golf, in my opinion, and as many would say. But yeah, that's another good hole. This course is very challenging. Hole 13, par 5. This is the longest one, I think I remember. Back at these tee boxes, 270, 300. These bunkers are coming into play on the left, trees on the right. Tight fairway. And then probably more of a layup hole here out of anything. Getting another shot up here into this landing area before the green. And you even see these trees kind of coming into play if you're going to leave it kind of short into here. A little less intense with the bunkers here. Yeah, there's kind of like a stopping bunker here for that shot in, and then some trouble right. But you could see probably some layups. I don't know, maybe DeChambeau will kind of go for it more here, or certain guys going into this green here. And then we got hole 14. This is a par 3, huge tee box here. Something on golf maps is just looking at different courses, their designs. So yeah, just a massive tee box with different tees, of course. But yeah, they'll be at the back of that. And a 158, this is the shortest par 3. Kind of a interesting green here, kind of like a triangle with some greenside bunkers along here. But yeah, definitely a gettable hole for a par 3 here. We'll see some birdies here, I would imagine. Kind of a back, might be like a runoff here, but right in the center of the green. Very doable for these guys. Hole 15 Tight one here. These fairways are just really refined and sharp looking and nice and round kind of style, nice and straight. A little more simple one here, 300-yard drive, tighter fairway, very tight actually, and then around a 180, 200-yard shot here with bunkers in play again. These ones will come into play. It's kind of these connecting ones that have these three big kind of divots in there, and then a big one left. But yeah, another kind of gettable one, holes 14 and 15 there. Okay, hole 16. We got another similar one to this, another good par 4, 270 into here. It's a par 4, right? Yeah. So tighter fairway, not as much tree trouble here, kind of opens up, and then some tough bunkers and a smaller oval shaped green here. But yeah, nothing too challenging there. Into the par 3 here, that's 207. Tee box is back here, and then look at all these bunkers. Hole 17, keep this one in mind. Just surrounding the green. If we get a pin in the middle, it's a tough landing area. You might see guys kind of go for that left side a little more. But yeah, just a beautiful course. So it'll be a great event this year. And then hole 18, capping it off here. We might get some kind of showdowns here with the single matches and the group play. 270, all these bunkers are coming into play. No trees, but you got those bunkers. So it is a good mix here. Definitely a lot of trees compared to fairway bunkers. But yeah, we see a hole like this, 18. You want to keep it straight. These players can, of course, hit out of these bunkers and land it on the green, no problem. But that 300-yard drive kind of puts you in this area, so pulling it left or right, those will come into play. And then going into the 18th green here, again, we get those 3 teardrops, 2 here, kind of styles that loop around. So yeah, that's a big shot there. 150, 130 in, a little more gettable. So that'll be fun to see those shots on the 18th hole. All right, that was Bethpage Black, holes 1 to 18. My thoughts, my opinions, and just a general overview. So we'll just kind of go over these real quick. Hole 1, hole 2, hole 3, hole 4, hole 5, hole 6, hole 7, number 8, a little par 3 over the water, hole 9, little dog leg left, hole 10, double bunkers in play, hole 11, double bunkers, hole 12, dog leg left, tough landing area, kind of course management versus risk here. Hole 13, tight fairway. Hole 14, that gettable par 3. Hole 15, kind of basic, not as many trees in play. Hole 16, kind of more conservative one with the trees and bunkers, nothing really in play there. Hole 17, that par 3, which is massive bunkers all around. You got to hit the green there. And hole 18, lots of fairway bunkers and a tough one to end it off. So this course is rated 9.6 with 2,700 reviews. The layout is a 9.7, conditions 9.6, ranking 203rd in the world, 184th in the country, and 16th in the state. But those may be more public opinions for a Ryder Cup and PGA Tour style. Going to be very entertaining nonetheless. Yeah, I'll go over. So I went over the format, the teams, my predictions, For the European team, we went over the scorecard and the course. I'm just going to look at Scotty Scheffler and kind of the top 6 players of the U.S. team. I think that'd be a good way to kind of end it off here, going over how they did this year. Sorry, I'm just going to have a drink of water. Throat's a little dry after talking for 45 minutes. Okay. Scotty Scheffler, 29 years old, the best player in the world right now. I kind of did this before the Tour Championship. I could actually go over those scores as well. I do have a video on Scotty, but he's up to 98 million here. JJ Spawn, great player. It's going to be fun to watch him. I actually really enjoyed watching him. At the U.S. Open, of course, that's where he kind of got on my radar and where I was paying attention a bit more. It'll be fun to watch him in the Ryder Cup. Maybe I'll just close some of these tabs here. A player I didn't go over, Bryson DeChambeau. Of course, maybe the people's favorite, maybe besides Scotty. Fun guy to watch. It's fun watching his YouTube videos and his little series. A live golfer joined there. I could also give my thoughts on live versus PGA right now. So, in my opinion, nothing is ever going to beat the PGA Tour. I was kind of listening to some podcasts and just my thoughts. It was cool seeing all this money getting thrown at live golf and testing out new formats. I know the Happy Gilmore too kind of played into it, but live golf, it has these massive prize pools. These players are getting paid, tens of millions to just join the tour. That happened, a couple of years ago. Prize pools are cool, and the kind of format. I think it's like a 3-day event with a shotgun start. Everyone's starting on different holes, and they just go. There's like team play events, kind of like the Ryder Cup. Those are fun to watch, and just watching like great golfers go head to head, like Rahm, DeChambeau, Joaquin Niemann, some big names, of course, on live golf. But in my opinion, it just doesn't really mean anything. And I'm going to explain that when I say it doesn't really mean anything. Kind of like you have live a golf event, 1 to 12 or whatever, live golf event 5 in Chicago. It's just not really has that meaning like the PGA Tour has. There's no history behind it. We got greats like Tiger Woods and Arnold Palmer and the greats of the game who have won major events. So we got the Masters, just the biggest event in golf. You'll never beat that. Masters winners going at Augusta every year. It's just huge. It means something. There's history behind it. You got the U.S. Open, where people can get onto that event, qualifying from no matter where. Tough courses, tough conditions, fun event to watch. We got the Open, that's a European major event. Good conditions, link style, just a different feel. Goes hand in hand with the U.S. Open. And then we got the PGA Championship, another kind of just like another great event for majors. And you have these major event winners that happen every year that actually mean something. And even watching like the other events like the BMW, the FedEx St. Jude, the Tour Championship where that FedEx playoff comes into play, like that's more entertaining than the rankings in Live Golf. You have that good format where every match, every event means something. Not that Live doesn't, but everything kind of just builds up, and watching like the 3M Open is still kind of that Live Golf style. Or like different events are just special to watch, in my opinion. So, yeah. But Live Golf, it doesn't really mean anything, in my opinion. Like, what's it going to mean? These players got paid a lot of money to join the tour, and it's kind of fading down. Like, it'd be great to go to a Live Golf event. Watch guys like Phil and DeChambeau and Rahm. It's like fun to watch. It's, there's music playing. There's a shotgun start. There's team events. There's like teams they're representing. You can cheer for your individual guys, but it's just not like, I know it's trying to open up to more players or more fans by bringing in this kind of like chill atmosphere, and maybe that's how golf has kind of trended and opened up over maybe since the past 3-4 years, bringing in a broader audience. Have a drink, bring your family there, eat some food, those par threes with the music and like a hype style, getting the crowd involved, feeling it out. That's entertaining, but it just doesn't have that meaning that PGA Tour will ever have. It was never really in the question that it's going to beat them out. And it's kind of tough to watch, in my opinion. Like, I would love to just see, and I think you can kind of relate to this, all the best players in the world on one event. That's what golf is. Having DeChambeau and Rahm and Joaquin Niemann and all these players. I know they can play in the majors, and that's a good kind of middle ground perhaps, but it's just not the same how it used to be. And kind of the question is, what will happen in the next 2 to 3 years? I don't blame these guys for taking, $100 million kind or $50 million and going over to play on Live and maybe have some more time with their families and more kind of chill event style and going for more money on the wins, of course. And then on the other hand, that kind of makes me commend players like Scheffler, Rory, Fleetwood, who didn't just sell out, perhaps, because they can't just win on the PGA Tour unless they're playing in the majors. So yeah, but let's look at Bryson DeChambeau, one of my favorite golfers. Watching him on YouTube and competing in the majors, and I do watch some Live Golf, but not my preference. So he played 152 events in his career, 108 out of 152 cuts made. Very technical guy. He has 9 wins on the PGA Tour, 1 international win, 7 runner-ups, 3 thirds, 28 top 5s, and 43 top 10. So definitely in the mix there. Looking at his kind of status here, the most recent win would be the 2024 U.S. Open, and then the Arnold Palmer in 2021, and of course the U.S. Open in 2020. That was his first major there. I don't know. We'll see what happens in the next couple years. He's only 31, and like he does play on the major tours, but like obviously would like to see him win the Masters and the Open and the championship. But I don't think you're just as much in the zone, and it. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of takes away from the legacy of just being a PGA Tour golfer and competing at every event and going for those majors. But we'll see what happens when these contracts are over or whatnot. But yeah, some good wins here. First one the 2017 John Deere Classic, and then had a good 2017-2018 year. Yeah, looking at his results from this year. So, yeah, this is what I mean. You guys can only play the major events here, and had some great finishes this year. Of course, the U.S. Open, he was cut with those tough conditions. He had a very tough start. Yeah, I mean, like decent scores, but just plus 10 overall there. So, Masters tied in fifth here. He was in the final pairing with Rory. Just had some trouble on that last day shooting a 75. Again, that pressure gets to everyone on the Masters no matter what. Rory has experienced that, but got it done this year. Good finish on the PGA Championship this year. Tied 2 there. And then the Open Championship, good storyline here. Kind of started off with a tough day there with a 78, and then really lit it up with a 65, 68, and 64 of those rounds 2, 3, and 4. So, yeah, I just wish he would be in more events that I could watch, like the FedEx Cup playoffs and stuff like that. But we'll see him on the Ryder Cup, so it'll be good. And, you pick up 2.5 at these events, just the majors, but you're winning a lot more money and having that contract on Live Golf. So, yeah, looking at his stats, this will be where it's interesting. Not much to go off of, as he only played 4 events here. Yeah, it doesn't even average it out. But his longest drive, 375. Yeah, didn't get his events, but he's the longest hitter on in golf right now. So, yeah, we kind of looked at these guys. Schauffele, let's take a look at him. Yeah, commend him for staying on the PGA Tour. Probably had a big contract with Liv, but it just shows how consistent he is. 31, fun to watch him. 199 events played, 9 wins, like Bryson there. 176 out of 199 cuts made. That's where it really comes into play. 15 runner-ups, 9 thirds, 47 top 5s, 68 top 10s, and 60 million for him. So look how consistent he is. Always stays in the mix and attacks when he can. His 2024 year was great, like 2 majors. Is that right? Yeah, 2 majors. So the 2024 PGA Championship, so much fun watching him there, and the Open Championship. So, yeah, he just needs the Masters and the U.S. Open, and he will get that Grand Slam. Yeah, and then some other good wins here. Tour Championship. Oh, he won the Tour Championship in 2017, so definitely heating up, and I hope he gets it done next year. Be fun to watch him. Going into his stats, strokes gained 52nd, has some good approach, putting a little rougher, and off the tee a little rougher, but his driving distance 312, ranking 24th there. So yeah, just kind of going back to my mention of the course there. These players are 300 average and can carry that no problem. Yeah, and I'll just kind of recap the Tour Championship. Great end to the Tour season. Going into the Ryder Cup, big storylines was Rory winning the Masters, completing the Grand Slam, and then Tommy Fleetwood getting his first win on the Tour Championship, the final event. He was right there with all these runner-ups. Yeah, just kind of said, I wanted it this year. Kept his mental straight. He said he was going to get it done. He kept calm, cool, and collected, and shot a 64, a 63, a 67, and a 68 at 18 under. Won that $10 million, but more importantly, his first tour win. And yeah, kind of just stuck with it the whole time. Hit a good, he was up and down, but into that final day, he was 3 up on Henley and Cantlay here. So, yeah, it was fun to watch. Corey Connors had a great round 4 here, shooting a 62. So that was awesome to see him kind of come from a little back of the pack there and have that great final day. Scotty Scheffler, of course, just right there. He won last year, but was right in the mix and just played very consistent. 63, 69, 66, 68. And then we see, great player for the European team, Tommy Fleetwood, U.S. Unfortunately, Canada can't be in the Ryder Cup, but they're in the President's Cup. So European, U.S., Cameron Young, U.S., Justin Thomas, U.S., Sam Burns, U.S., the captain Keegan Bradley, obviously in the mix here, but didn't elect for himself to play. That doesn't really happen. It was kind of just the talk of whatnot. But yeah, I think Goddard was a possible pick, but just didn't get it this year. Ben Griffin will be on the Ryder Cup. And then we got Victor Hovland, a likely pick for the European team, the captain's picks. Harris English will be on the U.S. team. Akshay Bhatia, this guy's just coming up. He's a fun golfer to watch. He's only 23. Keep that in mind. So this guy has plenty of time to work his way up. He just kind of snuck in there 30th place for the FedEx Cup standings, but very fun watching him. He seems to always get off to a good start and stay consistent, but he'll get some more wins here, of course. Shane Lowry, a likely pick for the European team. Robert McIntyre, I've liked watching him a lot more. Going to be a good player. Keep an eye on his matchups at the Ryder Cup. Colin Morikawa, another guy I like to watch. And Justin Rose here. Very consistent guy. Veteran in golf. Ludwig, great swing, great power, kind of effortless swing. Rory McIlroy will be the centerpiece of the European team, so we'll see how he does. JJ Spawn in the mix there too. Sepp Straka, possible pick here. And yeah, that was kind of the top 30 recap of how the Tour Championship went and who's playing in the Ryder Cup and whatnot. So again, the U.S. team here. I'll just kind of recap everything. Awesome looking team, very great picks, great qualifiers, strong team at the home field advantage. My thoughts, they will win it, but it'll be tight, and then it's up to the European team to complete the upset here, winning on U.S. soil. And we'll see how the other picks come in here, but a strong top 6 here. And yeah, so again, 3 days of competition. Bethpage Black, that course we went over. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the 26th to the 28th. 28 total matches. You need 14.5 points to win. Not actually too sure how that works with that half point kind of thing, but or if there's any kind of like playoff format. But Friday, Saturday, 16 total points to be had, 8 matches of alternate shot, and 8 matches of best ball, 2v2 style, U.S. versus European, and then all 24 guys going head to head. One U.S. versus one European. Whoever wins that match gets a point. So yeah, it'll be fun to watch those standings. And yeah, that is about it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, giving my thoughts, and perhaps everything you'd like to know for the 2025 Ryder Cup. I know it was a long video, but if you just kind of watched it as a podcast style, listened, enjoyed the course kind of portion, that's kind of the centerpiece of my channel here at Golf Maps. We're going to look at golf courses from all around the world, recap some major PGA Tour events, just give my thoughts, and yeah. But yeah, be sure to subscribe because you might be seeing courses that you play or are going to play and would like to check out before. So it'll be kind of like a database for a bunch of courses. I'm going to make the videos as best I can, giving shot layouts of each course, kind of views of tee shots and greens and stuff like that. So yeah, thanks for watching the whole thing here, if you made it, and be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.